Say after hearing today's stuff from Letterkenny, I don't think anything else can surprise or shock me going forward for hearing things. There are things I heard today that will scar me for the rest of my life, probably. Oh, and I hope
I'm gonna go watch them all over again.
you do that.
I
You're
might.
free to do that while you fall asleep.
Probably
Just the
will.
first 2 episodes might scar you a little bit.
If I can keep up with it.
Yeah, be glad you can't. So there was one thing, last piece of weird news. I didn't know if you knew this. I didn't know this. Back in 2017, Gatorade was banned and fined $300,000 for bad-mouthing water in a video game.
Toy Story?
Gatorade.
Toy Story?
The wonderfulness that is Mr. Aaron Johnson paying attention at all times really does pay off sometime because it allows me to capture such glorious moments such as that.
Cluelessness.
It also allows me to capture such glorious moments as from the last episode when he's talking about why he took Kringle to Matt from August Burns Red.
For him and however he wanted to use it.
You really? Is that what you said?
I was joking. Okay. It wasn't for me. I didn't get anything out of it.
I know. Except
a hug.
Except a hug, except you were told that you were given guest access privileges to the Grand Rapids concert.
Well, he just told me
okay. Let's be honest here, sir.
I wasn't expecting that. And even though he said that, I'd probably still buy the ticket anyways.
Yeah.
Because I've already got plans for that ticket.
You have plans for that ticket?
Yeah.
Oh.
I have to message him though and
okay.
ask him if I can do it.
Gotcha.
I was gonna have him guest list somebody else.
Oh.
And then I'll just buy myself a ticket. And then yeah.
Gotcha.
That was my I don't know. That's one of my plans with it. It's funny because I was gonna say, I was like, well, I already bought a ticket for Chicago. So it's like, I guess if I get guest listed for anyone, it's gonna be the Grand Rapids one.
So what? Like, so you're gonna see him in Grand Rapids,
and then
Chicago.
That's it.
You're not gonna go to Milwaukee. Are they coming to Milwaukee?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay.
they rarely do.
Well, I mean, it's Milwaukee. Who would want to come to Milwaukee of all places? I mean, let's be serious. Milwaukee is one of those towns that it's like, oh, great, it's a nice big city, and then you get in there and you're like, I'm going to die.
Well, I mean, I would think that more so in Chicago than Milwaukee.
Yeah, but Chicago at least has like some history and has some nice grandiose buildings and all that. Chicago is this like little town compared to Chicago.
Chicago's a little town compared to Chicago. See, I pay attention.
Milwaukee is a small town, little town.
Yes.
Sorry, we just got done watching the entire season of Letterkenny.
Which wasn't much, but I mean, that was a lot.
It was 6 episodes, but at the same time, it started on a.
It started swinging, man, from the get-go.
With the episode, I don't want to use the word swinging. That was no. No,
that was a later episode. Sorry.
No, it has too many connotations with that.
It does.
Letterkenny earned its M rating this season.
It
really did. Oh, it started off, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, what is going on?
It was hitting hard.
I was like, it has not been this bad on Letterkenny in previous seasons, and it just came out swinging.
You said you didn't want to use that.
I know I don't want to use that word, but I have to use that word because it is the proper word and terminology for it. But it just brings up so many connotations that are bad with it. Yep. So, but anyways, yes. So we just watch it. So my brain is a little not. I almost said not mushy. Wow, my brain is a little mushy, and I didn't even have the alcohol today.
Right up. I've never been more clear in my mind than ever.
I just had what? Yeah, I'm on my 4th Mountain Dew Zero. I know I'm a caffeine addict. I don't care.
Oh, well, same here, almost.
But
I'm working.
Since you are hearing our voice, that means we did survive our trip out to Pennsylvania, which was an entertaining eye opener for me. Just to see well, no, I shouldn't say to see the metal world. I'm fully aware of his existence. I'm fully aware of how people operate because I've seen documentaries and that. But to
Oh,
see it up close for the first time and you just sit there and go, "Wow, this is entertaining."
well, that was I would I would say it's a lot tamer of a metal crowd for that one compared to other
I'm
metal shows. I mean, I haven't necessarily been to a ton either, but I think the roughest one I've ever been to is either for I don't know. I would say Slipknot or Attila always seem to have a really interesting crowd. The couple times I've seen them, but that was also at Warp Tour, so that's
oh,
everybody.
okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that was like the upper threshold that I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'm fine with." And but it was still entertaining to watch the people interact. How
Oh,
you
oh, the
had
crowd surfing.
you had the crowd surfing at the front, you had the
Ugh.
people up front, like, just all into it, headbanging for no apparent reason. I
What?
was like
No reason.
I saw people headbanging during the Christmas music.
Well, it's dude, the Christmas music slaps, man.
Frosty the Snowman and headbanging do not go together.
Yes, they do, because it's heavy.
If
It's
you
a
call that
metal.
okay, I know it's August Burns Red who did Frosty the
Yeah.
Snowman. I know they
Yes.
metalized it. It was
Yeah.
not that heavy.
No, it's not.
Okay? So
But
to see headbanging to that, I wanted to laugh at them
well,
from the sidelines.
do it. Enjoy it.
I was enjoying myself, don't get me wrong. My headphones put in extra work, the noise canceling
Oh, for
ones.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's
that's nice. That's a nice feature. I didn't even think about I would have never thought about doing that before.
yeah,
That's smart.
so I could well, the reason is I had 2 earplugs
Yeah.
going in that second night, and during doing the security thing, I lost one because so we had VIP, so I took Aaron and them one to go up to the front, and I was like, "Yep, you have fun, guys. You do what you wanna do tonight. I
Ye
don't care. I'm just gonna go sit in, like, the VIP area and just relax and chill and not be up front because 'cause I'm not a metalhead."
Nope.
And I went ahead and took everyone's stuff back to the room,
Yep.
so that way they could go and not have to carry stuff and deal with
Get
stuff.
all crumpled up and
Exactly. They could be like, "I have my side poster and it's okay. Yay!" Metalheads. You
well
gotta love them.
then.
So that happened, and as I'm coming back in, which was real entertaining that they didn't have us do security checks at all for the meet and greet,
Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah, no.
and but when I came back afterwards, they're like, "Oh, you already have, like, all the stuff and everything, you know, VIP,
Yeah.
my wristband saying for the meet and greet, my wristband for drinking, my stamp for the concert." So I was able to just walk on in, and then I get to security, and they're like, "Okay, security time." I'm like, "Seriously, dude?
Yeah.
I already came
Well,
through here."
so that was one thing I still I don't know. I always say like, "Oh, I should probably mention it to him," but I still haven't. But like after the first night when I left back to because I did yeah, I went back to
Yeah,
the room
you
the
went back
first
to the
night.
room the first night because remember,
I
I
grabbed my lanyard
because I had to give you
and
my lanyard.
yeah. And like for how I didn't enter in the long way that time. Like I literally went out like well, obviously nobody listening is gonna know, but so as I exited out, I went straight to the right towards where the lobby and went up to the
Mhm.
rooms. And I came back that same way. I didn't go all the way down outside to the end of the
Yeah.
block and enter in again. So I was like, they should probably have somewhat of a pat down or check for reentry on that aspect. Cause I mean, knowing what we both had, I was like, I could have just easily walked
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
I mean,
if either one of us wanted to cause problems, let's say,
yeah,
we could
it
have
would have been
easily
so
left
easy.
out the back exit, come back strapped
Yeah.
easily, and tonight on 10, there was a mass shooting at a metal concert.
Uh-huh.
Are metalheads to blame for the mass shootings across America? Find out more with us at 10.
Metal drove the shooting. Oh, that would
You know
that would
okay,
happen. Oh, that would happen
that would
100%.
happen. That would be something like my mom would say that too.
It's the devil's
Well, like I told
music.
you, I've been watching well, I shouldn't say been watching, I finished watching Travelers recently, and
Oh,
anytime a younger guy was about to do something bad or evil, metal is playing. That is
Yeah.
a trope that is common across multiple TV shows and movies. Anytime the bad guy's introduced or something bad, like a mass shooting's about to happen, metal is playing in the background. And oh, I'm not a metalhead, but I think that's an unfair stereotype, even for you
Oh,
metalheads.
right. Well, yeah.
But so if something
Yeah.
like that happened, it'd be like metal was the cause of this.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like, you guys don't even know what August Burns Red is about.
Yeah.
But then there was other metal bands there, so it could have been like, would have been from their metal bands.
But yeah, so when I came back in that second time, I had to do the pat down. All that to say, I lost a second earplug during the security process. So I'm sitting there in the VIP section. I'm like, this is way louder than where we stood the first night, like where I need hearing protection.
Yeah. It was loud.
The second night was just louder in general.
Yeah.
Than I'm talking about even at the food line, it was noticeably louder. And it was a lot better mix than the first night.
Yeah. That man, that still makes me so sad.
About what makes you so sad, Aaron? No one else knows what makes you sad.
Planet had such a rough mix.
It was
such a good band.
It was a really bad mix. Even as someone who has never intentionally listened to Silent Planet before.
Yeah, it was rough.
I might have heard it before, in your vehicle just because it's on your shuffle playlist.
Yeah.
But I sat there and I was like, wow, this is a horrible mix for it doesn't matter what band, any band.
Yeah.
This is a horrible mix. But
yes, it was. And it was, there's no cymbals.
You're right. There was literally no cymbals. So that second night, I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, I was like, I don't want to, because I didn't have any cash on me. It's like, I can go get earplugs, but I'd feel bad being like, here, could you put the $1
a couple bucks on my card?
No, it was $1 for earplugs.
Oh, wow.
I was like, could you put $1 on my card, and knowing they have to pay like a fee
just to charge that?
Yeah. So I was sitting there. I was like, wait, I have my noise canceling headphones.
Boom.
The Samsung Galaxy Buds 2 Pro.
Mm.
Pulled them out, put them in, put the noise cancellation on max, and then I put I forget what song it was, but it was a low volume, low energy song.
Oh,
I put it just one, I took the slider and put it just like one increment above 0, put on repeat, infinite.
So it won't let you listen to something at like 0?
Well, what will happen is the headphones, if they're not getting a signal, if they're not making noise,
shut down.
They will shut down over time. So I didn't want them to shut down over time. So
gotcha.
But it was of such a volume in that room that I could never hear anything that was coming through the headphones, except for like those brief few seconds where it was absolutely quiet between bands. And that was it. So other than that, it was very, very quiet in my ears. Like, I could still hear the music just fine, but those noise canceling headphones put in overtime that night. It was amazing.
I mean, it was like 6 bands almost?
Yeah.
Or so?
Every night.
Yeah. So it's a long time. A lot of music.
They put, like I said, they put in the overtime. They did well. It was entertaining from my perspective, watching from the VIP side, just watching all of the body surfing going on. It was like a conveyor belt of people coming from the back to the front, just constantly. And I know where you guys were, you were talking about body surfers over there, but I was seeing it across the entire spectrum of the concert goers. And it was just this continual movement forward. There was one guy I saw, I was like, is that Aaron who's body surfing?
That's what I would never. I'm not a person to go crowd surfing, but there's definitely some dudes that are about my size that think they can, and they shouldn't. It makes things very difficult.
I'm going to take your word on that, and
a lot of pain to the smaller folk.
Yeah,
well, not always, but generally they seem to get hit the hardest sometimes.
Can you imagine, someone your size or my size trying to body surf, and then they fall on someone?
Yeah,
like
that's why you just let them hit the ground and be like, "This is your fault."
Yeah, but if you're not paying attention and the smaller person gets fallen on,
it happened.
Help me.
Squished on the ground.
Yeah.
We had a fun time because we had to keep redirecting people that were crowd surfing because we had a guy in a wheelchair next to us. So they would always be coming directly for him. We all had to point over to the left or whatever and be like, move him this way, because otherwise he's gonna trample on this guy. And
Yeah, that's not
it
good.
was, man. The kid had a lot of fun, but
There was a group of people, and I don't know why they did this. It is just entertaining to me. They weren't near the front,
okay.
so they weren't even close to you guys. They were behind the VIP fence even, like,
Hmm.
so the VIP fence, it kinda like, how it curved around, and they were still a little further back, but they weren't all the way back, they were still in the group of the
Did
crowd.
they start moshing?
No, what they
Oh,
did was they
okay.
started collecting everyone's cans.
Oh, that's oh my
Did you
gosh,
see that?
yeah. Oh, well, I saw the like, what do they even do for that?
I don't know how they got 'em to s be so interlocked and stable,
Yeah,
but I just saw them build, like, 2 towers of
of
cans
cans.
that were, like, and, like, they were leaning pretty far forward, and they weren't falling apart, so I was like, "I don't know how they're doing it," but the
The security did not like that.
oh, I can imagine,
He was ripping it and
'cause if that would've fallen.
oh, well, I mean, fallen, I suppose, but yeah,
I mean, empty cans, they're not gonna hurt too much.
no, they're not. But it was just, yeah, I don't know. When I saw that, like, them coming through the crowd, I saw the security, like, grabbing 4 of the cans and just, like, separating them and throwing them on the ground. They did not seem happy about it.
No,
It was funny.
because I noticed before August Burns Red came on the second night,
Mhm.
they were near the back, and then I saw them trying to start migrating forward when August Burns Red was coming on, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I just sat back, I was like, "I need to get a video of this because this is going to be a problem."
Yeah.
I ended up not taking a video of it just because.
See, the craziest thing I've seen in well, yeah, at an ABR show was that Summerfest when they started lifting up the bleachers and climbing bleachers. But so, I mean, that one that
I
wasn't
must
bad,
touch
but
Jake, I must
yeah.
touch each other. Ah.
Just get a meet and greet
Uh,
and then you can. Jesus.
nope, they're too cheap, that's why they're seeing them at Summerfest.
But I saw them at Summerfest. But I also saw them
Okay,
a
yeah,
day later
exactly.
in Chicago.
Exactly, you saw them
And that was VIP.
multiple other times since then, in
Yeah.
multiple other scenarios, and, yeah. So,
Mm.
yeah, it was a very
It was a fun time.
entertaining trip. Thankfully, no bad weather on the way out or way back. We
Yeah.
managed to miss all the weather.
Yeah. The most we got was what, like a little rain, snow mix at times,
Yeah.
but barely anything.
Found a new favorite gas station in the world.
Sheets.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a
Mm.
very
Sorry, quick trip.
I know, that was a very eye-opening thing, just walking into Sheetz and be like, "What is this? Is this like" oh, it's not like Quick Trip.
No.
There's kiosks to order food 24/7.
Freshly
Ooh.
made.
So I got, like, some, I don't know, monstrosity quesarito.
You got some stuffed quesarito, and I just got a quesarito with some things in it.
Yeah, but to be fair,
To be fair,
there wasn't any of
they
that
didn't.
this
I
season.
know. I was
Dang
just thinking
it!
about that. They didn't do
I
that.
didn't even think about it. I just said that just now.
Aw.
They reference every other season with every other thing, but they didn't reference To
They
Be
didn't
Fair.
do To Be Fair.
I wonder why. That's interesting.
Hmm.
Anyways, neither here nor there right now. But to be fair on all of, that, I had the giant quesarito, you had the baby.
I did eat a toddler.
Out of context, that seems so horrible.
I got pictures of it. Well, a picture of it.
Yeah. I didn't
Well-
even bother taking a picture because I was like, I'll get a copy of the picture later
Yeah.
from Aaron with him and his toddler.
Me and
So-
the toddler.
So, Aaron, you want to explain about
It's-
eating a toddler?
it's
Because
just a
that sounds
burrito.
horrible.
Yeah, it's just the size of burrito. For whatever reason, they named the size of it the toddler because it's, I guess, a big burrito. Which
It was a big, it was a
it was-
long
it was,
burrito.
yeah, it was a good size. I mean, yeah, it was a good size burrito, but compared to the picture that at least I was shown earlier of what the toddler size burrito was, it was smaller than the picture I was shown.
Shrinkflation.
Yeah,
Shrinkflation.
most likely. So it wasn't as ginormous as I thought it was going to be. It was still good.
But the icing on the cake, though, was they drew a
They
picture of
drew
a baby's head
little
on
baby head
the top of the burrito
with a little
wrapper.
curly hair and like one little curly hair at the top. And
You never told me. Was your toddler male or female?
oh, I didn't want to assign it anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You didn't want to assign it anything. You wanted to let it choose its own gender when it grew up.
Which didn't have the chance anyway, so whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's like a horrible Jack and the Beanstalk thing. Fee, fi, fo, fum. I see a toddler. So this is a burrito place, and how do you say it? Lancaster?
Lancaster.
I'm sorry, I'm too Mexican to care how to say a white name.
No, it's you're just a foreign person. I've learned the lingo.
No, I'm just too Mexican to care how to say
fine.
a white name.
Fine. Be that way.
But we went it was a burrito shop there, and they were kind of raving about like, oh, these are the best burritos ever, blah 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 blah. And
they were good. But I would go there again. But I would also go to the Puerto Rican place first before I went there again.
I wouldn't say I would avoid the place.
No.
Okay.
No.
But if you gave me the choice between there and El Rey.
Oh my, yeah, night and day difference.
Night and day difference. As
El Rey.
As a white person taco, a burrito, I'll get a 5 or 6.
Yeah.
As a overall burrito compared to El Rey, it goes down to like a 2.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But
well, it's not authentically made.
No, not at all. That's not to say anything bad against.
The place sucked.
I forget even what the burrito place's name was.
I have a menu in the back of my truck.
Okay.
I guess Jason brought a menu with them. So I was like, oh, okay.
Jason was the other person that came with us.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't saying a name in case, yeah.
All right. Well, X person picked up.
Well, you already said the name, so
well, you can bleep it.
Yeah, I could.
There's technology for that.
There is technology for that. I can do that. I am the one who edits.
You are, you're the tech guy.
But yeah, so I forget the name of it, but it was decent. They didn't even have like a big. They said they used to have a big sign outside, but something happened to it.
Oh yeah. Well, and I think the main thing that would really keep me going back. I mean, the cashier definitely had some sick music playing.
Yeah, but what if that cashier decides to go get another job?
And
the next time you go in, it's all country twang.
Well, I guess I would still be interested to try their hot sauces.
Okay,
that's about the only other.
That's the only other thing. Yeah, we walked in and there was definitely some metal and music playing, and I just sat there. I was like, "All right,
yeah,
cool."
It was funny when families started coming in. They had little kids. I'm like, "Oh no!"
And then the families, and then the mother's like, we ain't doing this.
We can't.
We're leaving
here.
now.
Yeah, we can't stay here with."
And I just sat there. I was like, decent burrito, good company.
Yeah,
like, whatever.
It's a nice small town.
Your friends were entertaining.
Oh gosh, yes, they're. Well, one of them I met for the first time. I can't remember his name, but the other two I had met the previous year. So it was
very entertaining conversations at some points with each of them.
Yeah.
There was a question asked at one point that I didn't know how to answer, and I just let it go. Yeah.
Full on frozen. Let it go.
There was no other way for me to
go
what was I supposed to do with that question? I was just
yes.
That's how flustered it got me. Like she shocked me when she asked me that question. I'm just in there going,
I don't know.
You can say the question if you want. I don't care. I'm just
I'll let you do it if you want to.
No. Again, still, it was funny. I was with Andy and Robin on Wednesday, and I was talking to them about this, and I told them what she said.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin just sits there for a second, and I'm like, is she not getting it? I was like, of all the people, I would think Robin would get what the connotation was.
Oh, it's Rob. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
And then, and I go, and so I'm like, okay, well, maybe she's for whatever reason not getting it. So I say it, and she goes, "No, I get it. You're just not that old yet." I'm like,
"You're just not that old yet." Oh, thanks.
And I sat there, I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Hello, backhanded compliment.
Right.
You're my old friend. I give you normally, but now I got it in return. Ha! I don't remember the look on Andy's face really the whole time. I just remember like Robin's like sitting there like, what? I guess now I have to say it because, geez Louise, everything, all the context here makes no sense without understanding what that statement was. Why are you laughing? Why?
It was funny.
I know.
It was so funny.
I know. And then multiple times throughout the night, it still came back up.
Yeah.
So anyways, so what happened was we were standing out in line by the meet and greet. And we were talking and somehow it came up about like how long I've known you, something like that.
Yeah.
And like, hey, I used to be your youth group leader, blah, 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 blah. And then just out of nowhere, like there was no connotation that led up to this, by the way. Just other than
not in our minds.
at least the fact, the only thing that would come up is that I'm older. That's the only connotation that could possibly come up. That's it. Okay. That's it. So what I'm saying is there was nothing said that would indicate anything. And she goes, are you daddy? No, are you dad or are you daddy? And I just sat there and was like, what the heck? No. This relationship is nothing like daddy. For those of you who are going, what does that mean?
Don't bother.
Just it's alone. Great that you have that instant of a mind. Congratulations. Leave it Keep alone. It. And and then it kept coming back up of like, oh, you're gonna have to dad him. You're gonna have to be a dad. You're gonna have to dad. And I'm like,
well, it was so fun when I texted you about that drum set, because then I had mentioned to her, I was like, I meant to send you a text joking about like, well, like I want that drum set or something like that, but I had to prove it through dad first.
Oh my goodness.
But then I accidentally actually texted my dad. I was like, oh no.
Oh,
that was so funny. It's like, what are the odds after
I know.
a conversation like that?
But at least she was at least she brought it around at some points, and when talking about career or future stuff like that, and she's like, yeah you got to be the dad and tell him
yeah.
And I'm sort of like, I've been doing this for years
for so long now.
And I just sat there and go, oh my goodness, what? No,
she was
no.
Oh man, that was so much fun. It was fun to hang out with her.
No, I have no ill will towards her. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
I know she was just probably asking it to be smart alecky, hopefully.
She was just having fun with it. Yeah.
And what entertained me about that whole interaction that evening is how long it took you to realize what was on her sweater. You didn't realize her sweater until she went to take the meet and greet photos, which was like 2 hours after we started interacting, 2.5 hours after we started interacting with her.
I'm trying to remember what it was now.
It was Santa sitting on top of a chimney as though it was a toilet.
Oh yeah.
It took you that long when she was going up to take the meet and greet. I was like, how have you not noticed this? I like noticed it like second one of meeting her this evening.
See, I just have again, it's the whole thing of observing stuff I don't do.
Yeah, really, you don't say.
Especially, I guess, with sweaters, because I was at for our work Christmas party. My boss had an interesting sweater design of reindeer.
I know exactly what sweater that is.
Getting it on.
Yes. I was just about to say how.
I didn't notice that until the end of the day.
Because they always advertise that every year.
Oh,
that sweater.
Sure.
I was just about to say before you said that about your boss, I was like, because you're not observant.
Yeah.
Like, how long would it take if I got you that sweater for like a Christmas present one year? How long would it take you to realize?
I'd be like, oh, this is so nice. Put it on and we're like, oh, and people are like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're wearing now?
And then you realize and you're like,
oh,
yeah. Well, just like,
I'm sorry, sister. Well, don't explain that to the kids.
Oh,
what are they doing?
Well, just like on the way out there when we stopped at Wendy's the first night.
Oh, geez.
First off, horrible service at that Wendy's.
That was rough.
They were taking like one person's order in the building at a time, and they wouldn't take the next person's order typically until
it was
the previous
served.
person's order was fulfilled.
Yeah.
It was
not good.
It was not good at all. But anyways, so I order, and then I'm just hanging around waiting for my stuff, and Aaron finally gets to order and kind of look and be like, he's telling her sandwich only, number blah, sandwich only, number blah. I forget what numbers they were. I don't care. Whatever they were.
The pretzel bourbon thingy and then the chicken mozzarella thingy.
Yeah, whatever they were. Anyways, so he plays his order. He says sandwich only, number blah, sandwich only, number blah. She's ringing him up 2 full meals. He's getting ready to pay. I'm like,
incorrect.
Meals? That's when Aaron finally looks at the screen to confirm his order and says, "Oh, wait, there's meals there."
Yeah, I was like, wait, that's expensive for 2 sandwiches.
I'm like, what? How are you not observant, kid?
She not wait. Oh no,
she voided them out then and then redid them.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, wait a minute. I was like, but I didn't even have drinks at there. She didn't ask me what I wanted to drink, but there was just fountain machines, so she would have hopefully just given me.
She just gave me a cup, and you would have gotten 2 cups.
Yeah, unless she forgot, or unless she heard that I wanted sandwiches, but then rang them up as meals and didn't give me a drink anyway, which I could have seen that happening too with that service, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was bad service, but
no bueno.
All to say, your observancy is
terrible.
Yeah, which really kind of freaks me out a little bit. If you're up there in the middle of a crowd with body surfers coming all around you.
That was the one time I was paying attention.
Okay, fine. For that you pay attention, but you don't pay attention to what people. Hey,
those are small details.
Okay.
I'd rather not pay attention to that and then pay attention to the people that are potentially going to kick me in the head.
See, here's the worst part thing. Okay.
What?
Let's say, horrible scenario. Something happens. We're at the concert. You're hanging out with her. And all of a sudden, she's like kidnapped before the concert starts. And police come to you and go, "You're the last one seen with her. What was she wearing today?" Exactly.
Pants and a shirt.
Exactly.
Well, gosh, that's interesting. That depends on sometimes. Because sometimes I guess I am observant. And sometimes I'm not observant.
What are the times that you're observant?
Bad times is when I'm observant.
I have a feeling I know what these bad times are.
Yep.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can be observant. And then I guess it depends if I'm, like, when it comes to purchasing drums, I'm observant. Or guitars, maybe.
You go, "Ooh, pretty color."
Yeah, I look over everything else about it. I miss any nicks and any bad things to it. I just see color. Like, ooh, that didn't sound good coming out.
But overall, it was a good trip, man. It was a trip I would actually go on again. Whether or not I went to the concert to be seen.
Oh yeah, no,
but it would be a trip I'd go on again. It's a nice little area of the U.S. to go visit. The wonderful whoopie pies were wonderful.
Oh yes,
I gave one to my mother because I was like, "Hey, you know what? I'll be nice.
Merry Christmas."
I was like, "Pick a flavor you want." Of the
What'd she pick?
She picked the.
How observant are you, Paul?
Yeah,
What'd
I know.
she pick?
She picked the chocolate chip cookie one.
Oh, okay.
So just a simple standard one, right?
Classic.
She had it the next day after he dropped me off, which she's like you, not observant. Didn't hear your truck come down the driveway at all.
In her defense, it's not a loud truck, but still.
Even then, she complains that my Avalon is too loud sometimes coming into the driveway.
What?
Exactly.
What?
My Avalon is very, very quiet.
Like I would confuse that with the wind noise.
It is very, very quiet. And she complains sometimes that is too loud. So when she goes, "I didn't hear the truck pull back. How did you get down the driveway without me here?" I'm like, I got nothing for you, mother. Anyways.
That even like the headlights shining into the, granted they're not bright headlights, but
yeah, they're Ford headlights.
Yeah. Not all of them are dull.
I don't know. I have yet to see a bright Ford yet.
That can mean many things.
I know it can mean many things. That's why I said it that way. Like, how observant of you.
Yeah, sometimes.
Anyways, so I give her that, and she doesn't eat it till the next day, and she eats it, and then she calls me. She's like, "So what was so special about that? It was just a little ball of sugar." I was like, "Oh, fine. I'm never buying one of those again." It's like, I'm glad I didn't give you like the mint one or the one
Ooh,
that
the
had
mint
peanut
one.
butter in it. The red velvet cake one was
That
good.
one was pretty good.
Yeah. It was a little drier, but that was fine. It was
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
counter
well,
up.
yeah,
Well, the actual like cake part was drier, not the cream part.
well, no, yeah, I'd hope not. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's like
yeah, that mint
next
one
time
was really
next time I get one, I will not get you one, mother.
yeah, forget
I
about
was
it.
like, fine. You don't like them? Fine. I was like, it was handmade by an Amish woman or man with
Right.
love.
Yeah. So good.
Either that or it was handmade by their children using slave labor.
Heck yeah. That's what this
What?
this is what this country believes
Oh
in.
my goodness.
Maybe some of the companies in it. But
Dig yourself out of that hole, sir. Dig yourself out of that hole. Just But no, it was a good time. First time being in that town, so
yeah.
for me, not for you,
Right. Well,
obviously.
and next time I definitely want to spend more time in the market again because we missed all the cheese and
For your benefit, I'm sure that
well
was
for
good.
you, yeah, probably would have been a bad thing. But
Next time, we'll get the cheese, and I'll just sit there and start nibbling on it right away.
oh jeez, oh they had such a good lemon ricotta cheese one time. Ugh, ugh,
You know what?
I loved that. That was so good.
Lemon ricotta. That's an interesting
Oh,
combination. But yeah, it was a good little market to
oh yeah,
walk into. Yeah, it would have been nice to spend more time there, but alas, things were on a schedule that morning.
yeah.
Had
Well, yeah, it would have been nice to just have more days to venture
putts
around.
around in the town. Yeah, I agree. So
Yeah.
next year, make that happen. More
Yeah.
days.
Oh yeah.
A little more expensive,
Absolutely.
but that's okay.
Oh, it's well, yeah, I think well, no, I probably wouldn't if we were to spend more time there, it wouldn't make sense to get the lodging package because it only covers the 3 days.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah, because it's like it'd be cool to go out into more like the town of Lidditz and stuff like that, more small town, like, country feel out there. Um, and they I think from what I remember, they have a pretty cool music store out there.
Of course.
But,
Music store. And of course, on the way back, we did have to spend some time at a music store as well, just FYI.
Sweetwater.
Which I was impressed by how much you actually got rid of.
Yeah. Snare, 3 sets of hi-hats, and 2 cymbals.
Yeah, I was like, wow, he's getting rid of all this, and he's only coming home with 2 items.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed that they honored their sale price too, that they unintentionally left up.
Yeah.
I
you're
I
lucky.
did some research. It was from their Black Friday sale.
Oh.
It had been up there that long, and not everyone noticed.
Wow.
So what it was we were at Sweetwater, and it was just he was waiting on trade-ins, trying to figure out some stuff. So I was just looking around. I was helping. I guess I could say his name now since Aaron already said the name. The other guy that came with the Jason. He was interested in some microphones as well as some interfaces, just kind of getting an understanding of some of the basic ones. So I was showing him some of the basic things, like a $50 interface. It was
Oh, yeah, simple stuff.
from a Behringer interface, and then a Shure, not the SM7Bs, but like the $80 vocal mics.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
like, hey, that's a good vocal mic. It's Shure. It's a good brand.
It'd be
It's
reliable.
it's also very noise rejecty because of where he lives, and there's all that traffic there. I was like, do not get condenser. You will regret it. No matter what you try to use it for, get a dynamic. That's So I was showing him that around, showing him a couple things. And then I'm looking on the wall. I'm like, yeah, I've been eyeing the Rode Go Wireless 2 2-pack set for a while. They're normally like in the low 300s.
Yeah.
$299 to $350, that range. The list is $399 sort of deal. And I'm kind of looking, I'm like, $233. And I made a mistake at that point. I go, Aaron, talk me out of this.
Nope. Buy it.
Exactly. Exactly how basically how it went.
Yep.
And I said, "Oh, mistakes were made. I asked Aaron to talk me out of buying something. Mistake one." So, anyways, so we go up, and after Aaron checks out and does his whole trade-in deal, I go and check out, and they ring it up, and it was like 3 something, and I go, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" It said 233 on the label. And they actually
What?
sent someone back
With
with
you,
me
yeah.
to verify it, and she's looking at it, she's scanning it, checking online. Online, it's a lot higher price and everything, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, this is the wrong price." She's like, "I need to pull these off," and she starts pulling the actual tags off the wall,
Yeah.
so that no one else could claim the lower price and then she's checking the single pack version.
Even that was wrong.
Even that was mispriced. It was a lot lower than it should have been. So she's pulling it off, and she's, you know, has an iPad in one hand, the spare 2-pack in the other hand, that was on the wall still.
Yeah.
She has the label from the single pack in one hand, and she's trying to pull off the label from the dual pack, the price label. And she's like, "I
Yeah.
can't do this. Can you get this off the wall for me?" I'm like, "I
Oh.
don't know how you're fine. I don't know how your labels work, so I'm doing that."
Oh, you got it.
Pull it off finally. Thankfully, they honored the price, but
Yeah.
they pulled it off so no one else could get them at. Sorry, people, whoever
You
you were looking for
soiled
that.
it. You ruined it for the rest of them.
You know what? That's perfectly fine because
You saved money.
I did save money and I got them, and now they're
You're
at home.
welcome.
They are charged up. The firmware is updated. They're ready to go and be tested out. And so I'm just kind of learning how to interface them properly with various things and doing that fun stuff. But it was it was a good trip. Like I said, there
Yeah.
were some firsts for me on the trip as well, which was very entertaining. Uh,
Some firsts.
yeah. Well, obviously my first metal show ever, period.
Well, not one that you had to endure the whole thing of. And it's funny going from, because going back to where you sat through a couple songs at Summerfest one year to now you're here for 6 bands.
Yeah, no. Like Summerfest, it felt like I was there just to kind of be like, okay, that's nice, cool. But it's also Summerfest. Summerfest is a lot harder to hear
Summerfest
anything.
sucks. Well, I shouldn't say Summerfest sucks. It's I don't know.
It's way
just
too crowded.
Way too many people for me. Yeah.
But willingly going to a
Yes.
metal fest.
Yeah, you
essentially.
weren't too willing for the Summerfest one. That was only because of a deal that happened because of the podcast.
Yeah. Hey, I gave it the old college try,
You
like I
did.
said,
Yes.
and I said I would do it, and I was like, I'm not gonna complain about anything, even if I don't like something. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna enjoy it, and I did have a good time.
Yeah.
Music was definitely not
Oh no.
my forte of theirs.
Even for me at times, I was just kind of like,
My favorite was when it was just instrumental and they shut up and they didn't open their mouth, which
Just heard the band.
I think I've said before about metal.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, I enjoy the metal when they shut up. And of course, I had to rib Aaron a little bit, like, oh yeah, look, he's in his cowboy boot and hat. He's going to announce his country project coming out next.
Sold. Do it, Jake.
Country metal.
Do it. Oh gosh, it could happen.
Look, he did.
There's stuff out there like that.
He did All I Want for Christmas Is You. He can do country metal.
He rocked that cover. Way better than Mariah Carey's.
Look up August Burns Red. All I Want for Christmas Is You. Look up the cover art that goes with it.
Beautiful.
If that doesn't scar you to the depths of your soul, you are a stronger person than me.
He is a beautiful man.
And the fact that Aaron said he wants to reproduce that at one point.
Oh, it was just for you, though. It's just to
that...
make. Well, not just. No,
oh, that makes the previous thing sound worse.
No. Just to watch you squirm, just to get that reaction out of you.
Choose
not
your
for
phrasing.
Enjoyment.
Choose your phrasing, sir.
Oops.
Oh.
Now that I clarified.
Wow. Okay, I don't know how to recover from that.
So sorry.
I literally am, your generation goes, I'm dead all the time. That literally has me. Like, I don't know how to recover. Oh, that sounded bad.
Yes, it did.
Very bad. Anyways, I'm just gonna move on because that's the only way you can recover from something like that.
Great trip.
It was a good trip. Like I said, willingly going to a metal show like that and just whatever.
Yeah.
I made the most of it. I enjoyed myself. I stayed for the full time for both concerts. I was maybe a few minutes late the second night just because between the meet and greet and that, I actually laid down just for a little rest. Mm,
Oh, right.
and that was a few minutes late, but nothing where I missed anything major.
Oh, that's right.
So I enjoyed. I like I said, I would go again. Regardless if I go to concert or not, I would
Oh,
go
no,
again.
yeah.
And when
Yeah,
it
no. No, yeah.
no,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah, no, yeah, no, no, yeah.
Gosh, that whole conversation.
And so the other first for me that trip, which was entertaining from my perspective. So Friday night, we went to a cigar bar.
Oh.
All right.
Mm.
And me and Aaron had talked about it before. I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
I'd be interested in trying a cigar once. At least try it once, see how it
Oh.
goes. Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, don't jump ahead of me here.
Oh, I'm not yet. I just got something else in my mind. All right, go ahead.
And we're there. Aaron decided finally that he was going to allow himself to drink with certain limitations, which we had discussed about ahead of time and
Yeah.
everything. So, it was all good. He decided to have a drink and he's going to go back to the humidor to get his cigar. And I was like, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'll do it. Grab me one. And he did.
Yeah.
What was entertaining, it was funny to me. I laughed internally, if not externally. Afterwards, after he grabs a cigar, he comes up to me. He's just acting a little weird, and I'm like, "What the heck is going?" I'm like, "What?"
How are you doing?
Yeah. He goes, "How are you doing?" And I'm sitting there going, "Fine." Should I not be doing well?
No. I mean, it for the first time that I went into a cigar bar, I did not like the smokiness of it. Granted, it was also, I mean, well, that night at the beginning was it was
It
packed.
was packed when we walked in
Literally,
there.
yeah,
We had to
were
hobble together chairs from different areas to
yeah,
form a
sit
circle.
down. So I mean, it was a packed house. It's not a huge spot, but still, when you have that many people smoking cigars in a small room,
Yeah.
it's smoky.
Yeah, he goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Should I
How are you
not? Should I
doing?
not be?" But little does he realize that with all my family gatherings up until pretty recently have been pretty smoky because a lot of my family are smokers. So
Yeah,
smoke is a
that.
very familiar scent to me. It's also something that I can breathe fine without sitting there hacking up a lung at every time. I needed to learn, obviously I couldn't just be like, "Oh, give me the cigar and just start," because I didn't. Full disclosure,
Nobody knows.
Full disclosure, I have no fundamentals of smoking, period. Like, that is the first thing I have ever smoked, period.
Yeah. Such a great
N
influence.
no no cigarettes ever, no pipes ever, no vapes, no nothing. Nothing previous to that.
Nothing.
Yeah. So,
No, like, rolled up paper as a kid just to be rebellious?
not that we're lit or smoked or anything, no.
Okay.
Did you do that? Oh my goodness, this explains a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So nothing of that. So I had to learn all the basics. I was like, I don't know what do I do. Okay, yeah. How do we like blah blah blah.
Thankfully, my buddy that was with us was very helpful for that too.
Yeah,
I
you-
didn't realize, like, how because when he was when he was going on about it, he was starting to say a lot of stuff. I was like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." Oh, I didn't like the whole, like, ashing it thing or whatever, like, I never heard that before.
yeah. So
For what was it? You'd kinda, like, put it up on the edge of your tray or whatever and roll it, yeah, you'd have,
yeah,
like, the ashes touching it, you'd roll the cigar so it would just all fall off.
yeah,
You don't tap it or flick the cigar to make it fall off. I was
yeah.
like,
It was
"Whoa."
like, oh, okay. I'm learning mechanics behind this.
Yeah.
Cool. But I was, and I know, and I'm sure this was in the back of your mind as the night started with that. And I think you even said this. You weren't exactly sure, like, how if I'd, like, tried it a little bit and be like, "Oh, this is disgusting," and then
Oh, yeah.
Which is a fair assessment for someone who has never smoked anything before in
Right.
their life.
Thankfully, they had, like, the sweeter, like, more flavored cigar there
Yeah.
because I was like, that I mean, that probably would be my favorite cigar to go to had I've never smoked before because it at least has somewhat of a sweet taste to it,
And
but
like I said, when the night was done, I was like, "Yes, I would do this again," but without a question. It's not like a hesitant, "Yeah, I'd do it again." It's like, "Yeah, I'd do this again." I love his facial expression right now as
oh, no, I'm just thinking, I was like, what if we got, um, like, fans in here in the windows and then had him, like, taking air outside, and then we just had 2 chairs set up and a table or whatever, and then we could have a glass of whiskey and smoke a cigar during an episode. Whoa.
he finally got there.
What do you mean I
I wasn't
finally
gonna
got
say
there?
it. I was just gonna let him get to that conclusion on his own at some point.
Wait, that's what you having a thought of that before?
Oh, yeah, I have, but
No.
I was just gonna let you get to that point on your own
Ah! Dude, that'd be sick.
because it's better when you come to that conclusion on your own than me trying to give you that conclusion, trying to walk you to that point.
That'd be sick.
Future things to work to.
Yes.
But, yeah, so
You
it
gotta
is
get a camera.
I know,
Yeah.
but that is one of those things that, like I said, it's definitely on the, "Yes, I would do it." There was no
Yeah.
hesitation in it, and like I
Right.
told you afterward, I didn't really taste anything.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Like,
I mean, it could have been partially of the environment you were in, but I mean, I could smell it.
I'm wondering if it was maybe because I did have a cider ahead of time, if the sweetness of the cider
Canceled it out.
masked anything, which is very possible.
Yeah.
And at first, because I know you always have a bottle for your spit in that
For
when
me,
or
well,
you're doing the
normally,
cigar.
yeah.
Like, at first, it was not too bad of an issue for me, but then, like, after about an
Afterwards.
hour in, it started like, "Okay, give me my bottle."
Yeah, I need
I was
it.
like, "Okay, yep, I'm starting to produce a lot of saliva, and
Yeah.
I don't wanna swallow it all and potentially get stomach
Stomach
aches and all that."
yeah,
And I didn't have stomach aches or anything like
that's
that.
good.
There was no detrimental effects, let me put it that way.
Yeah,
I d
that's good.
like, I when I got back to the room at the hotel, I just rinsed my mouth out with water before I brushed my teeth, and I was good.
Yeah, I was bu when you said you didn't get, like, that morning after, like, mouth feel, I was like, "Oh, I love that
Yeah,
feeling."
I didn't get any of that, so I was just like, "Whatever." But, yeah, I need to get that picture from you
Mm.
still from the cigar bar, but,
You still need I thought
we can get it
okay.
later.
Yeah.
But so but yeah, so there were some firsts there for me in that it was just entertaining. It was why are you laughing?
It was fun. I wanna go back and do it again.
Oh, okay, I thought you had something else
Oh,
that you
no.
were
Well,
thinking
I
of
guess
that,
it's
like,
just man, things I never would have imagined you doing.
such as cigar and
Smoking a cigar and going to a metal show all in one weekend.
hey, you know what?
It
Look.
is awesome.
I committed to it.
Yep.
I was gonna go all in. I'm like, "I'm here.
Mm.
I'm not going to just be a grump about it. I'm going to experience the whole effect." Look, I even bought an event
You
shirt.
did. That was
Okay,
whoa.
okay,
Mind blown.
and I wore it to work
That's
because
awesome. Yeah.
okay. So,
Yes.
after getting back from, the trip and picking up my dog the Monday after we got
Angry.
back, Xena, my dog, decided that she was not happy with me, and so when I went to pick her up that Monday,
Yeah.
they told me, they're like, "On Friday, she was grouchy." So remember, I dropped her off on Thursday. They said on Friday she was grouchy.
Grouchy.
They're like, "She knows something's up that she's staying here." When they say grouchy, she wasn't listening to them. She
Yeah.
basically turned away from them when they went to pet her or when they called her.
She didn't wanna have anything to do with it.
Nope. So when I picked her up on Monday, she saw me, just ran for the door. Didn't want to be with me, didn't want me to pet her. She was like, "Nope, we're leaving. Let's go home." get her.
Oh, so it's like the door to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like she didn't stop by me, pet
No.
for me,
Yeah, she's
pet
like,
her or
all right,
anything.
fine, let's go.
So we get out, we leave. Okay, we're leaving. Beautiful. Get home. I try to pet her. She turns away from me. I try to do anything. She turns away from me. Just nothing to do with me whatsoever.
It's like, you left me.
Yeah. So Tuesday, I work from home. I do laundry. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I did laundry Monday. Sorry, that day. But my laundry was in the basket. Tuesday, I work from home. Didn't, put it away. Wednesday, I get up. Wednesday's my day to go into the office because we're going to have a team meeting. I didn't see the message from my boss that said, "Oh, you don't have to come to the office this Wednesday because probably no one's going to be in." I didn't see it. I went with my normal schedule, so I was like, I need to go in. So go check my clothes hamper, and it's all scattered. This isn't good. Pick it up. Smells like urine. Not good.
Yuck.
So what I had available clean was essentially the leftover clothes from the trip that I hadn't unpacked yet. So I had a pair of boxers. I had the jeans I was wearing on the trip on the way back from the trip. I was like, okay, I can deal with that.
Yep.
And I had the August Burns Red event shirt, Christmas Burns Red shirt.
Yeah.
I'm like, great. Walking to work. This is professional.
Perfect.
So
absolutely.
So I got to wear that to work at least once. So yay.
And all the metalheads were gone.
Yep.
From what you said. And I was like, dang it.
Because there's definitely some guys on my team who are definitely metalheads. There's actually a guy on my team who's a drummer.
That's awesome.
Yep. And so we got to talking. He's like, "Oh, you play bass?" He's like, "We need to talk." And there's another guy he's on another team. He's real close to my team. But anytime he's on Zoom, he has a basement kind of like this, but yellow walls instead of green. And it's just lined with
guitars,
bass and guitars.
Oh,
he's primarily a bassist. And his basement actually just got flooded a few weeks ago. So I don't know the status of his guitars.
Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But that was regardless of the fact.
Yeah.
Entertaining, but that I had a dog that was that temperamental. It took her a few days before she was fine with me again. Now she's back to her normal self, but I'm like, great, this is gonna happen again in April. When drop her off for Grand Rapids.
It's literally a weekend thing too.
And Grand Rapids is another thing where
Thursday night to Sunday.
You're gonna go to the show. I'm not gonna go to that show.
Oh,
you can have fun, do that, whatever.
Oh, I will.
Yep. I'll meet up with some old friends and either I'll Uber there or I'll be like, Aaron, I'm taking your truck.
Oh yeah. It's up for grabs.
So that's April. That's 2023. That's 2023. That's
already.
I know. We're only a week away from 2023. Amazingly enough as it is.
Ugh. I'm already looking forward to next year's Christmas trip.
Yeah, there you go. Honestly, so am I.
Yeah,
so am I.
It's fun.
Surprisingly enough, I had more fun on this trip than I thought I would.
Well, good.
I love how you're like, well, good.
Less fun.
Oh, really? You had less fun?
Kidding. No, I'm kidding.
Why'd you have less fun? You had a toddler.
I No, I had a great time on the trip. The only thing that would make it better is if it was longer. Like, because last year I got spoiled because I got to spend quite a bit more time down there.
Yeah.
So I definitely had more time to go venture around and do more in the city and stuff like that than just, all right, concert, all right, sleep, all right, well, I mean, it wasn't like that, but.
And it was entertaining meeting some of the people that you knew already. And
yeah.
And I loved I forget her name. Was it start with an M?
Megan.
Yeah. And, when I said how old I was, she's like, oh, finally, I'm not the oldest one here. I'm like, seriously?
Throwing you under the bus.
I know, but I wasn't going to ask her age either because it's not polite. to do
Oh,
that.
screw that stuff.
But I'm glad though that
Just
2022 is coming to an end. Maybe we'll see some improvements in 2023. I don't know. Things I want to see end in 2023, you know,
end in 2023.
because things are going on now in 2022 that I don't want to see continue over into 2023.
Ooh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Mhm.
Things like that guy I was talking to you about today that I found on the internet, Andrew Tate. Guys like that are so insecure in their own manhood that they have to try to be this quote unquote alpha type guy, this manosphere stuff. That stuff just needs to
Die.
die. Not a slow death, but a quick death with an ice pick to the
I
brain
say
of that movement.
quick
Not
and
to the
painful.
person, to the movement.
Make it quick and painful.
Because, and guys like that will be like, "Well, you're just you're just not a
You're a
man.
beta man.
You're
You're
yeah,
a beta
exactly, you're a beta
male.
male." You know what? No. I'm
Oh,
confident enough in who I am that I don't have to pretend to be this crazy person
macho
out there.
man.
Yeah. And
Ma-
okay, cool. You're a kickboxer and you used to kickbox for a profession. Congratulations. Would you like me to give you a little golf clap now? Because I can do that and still call you an idiot and still call you a weakling and still call you insecure.
I
So,
say yeah, that doesn't yeah, physical I suppose fitness in that regards doesn't make you necessarily a man.
and yeah,
Seeing how his view of people says more about
oh yeah, his view of people is horrible.
yeah.
There's a reason why I I don't know why. There's a reason why he was banned off of a lot of social media for a lot of the stuff he said.
Yeah.
At the same time, I don't care if they wanna bring him back, and I think Elon did unban his Twitter account. Fine, whatever, I don't care, but the fact that he's selling these ideals, quote, unquote, to, men at $50 a month, and he's making about 5,000,000 a month off of this is
Yeah, let's shut him down.
it just
Yeah, that's nuts.
it's just ridiculous beyond all ridiculousness. And what I would say is, like, and how I kinda like I was telling Aaron, I was like, somehow I got on to the randomness of this guy. Wish I didn't, because some of the stuff is ugh. But if there's a guy if you wanna learn more about, like, how he kinda scams some people and gets a lot of money out of it, CoffeeZilla is the name of a YouTube channel. What he does is he investigates, like, scams and that,
Oh.
and he investigated this guy. Just
Ah,
he's like, "I enjoyed, Andrew Tate's thing for, like, a month, and here's what I learned," and it's
it's
it's basically you pay $50 for access to a Discord server,
so
$50 a
stupid.
month. It's just like
So dumb.
so that's one thing I wish to just die in 2023. Another thing that I wish would just die as we move into 2023 is this un unwillingness to question why we support what we do. Eh, this is gonna sound weird to some people, but as time goes on, I question more and more why we give so much money to Ukraine on
Oh,
all this stuff. I'm not saying I'm pro Putin or whatever
no.
his name is.
You're not a Putin sympathizer?
No, I'm not a Putin simp.
No.
No.
That's different.
So, I'm not saying Putin's right. I'm not saying anything like that, but at the same time, I was listening
Some
to
weird stuff happening.
I was listening to someone, um, the Matt and Blonde show, and they're doing a breakdown analysis of it, right? We have given more money to Ukraine for this war, which we are indirectly sponsoring, aka we're or not no, we're directly sponsoring, indirectly fighting in.
Yeah.
Okay. We've given more money to Ukraine for this war than all of what Russia has spent on their military in the past year.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of money.
So I just sit there and
Or
go,
Ukraine does I mean, or Russia doesn't spend a whole lot, but no.
no, Russia
That's
spends a decent amount, but we've given more to Ukraine than
yeah.
Russia has spent an entire year on their military. And it is well known. And again, there's not enough time right now, but there's a lot of research you can do on this too, where people have said Ukraine is where money goes to disappear, essentially. It's not this wonderful Ukraine is free because you keep hearing that Ukraine is like the spearhead of democracy. We have to do this, right? And unfortunately, Ukraine is actually not that free. Like
Mm,
there's actually a report put out every year of like the freest nations.
yeah.
Ukraine is not that high on the list
Oof.
because especially with this Ukraine Russian war, the list of restrictions has increased considerably, especially on certain religious sects within the Ukrainian border, where it has been declared by their wonderful leader of Ukraine that, oh, this church has too much tie to Russia, so therefore it's outlawed. Oh, this religion has too much ties to this, outlawed. So
That's messed up.
yeah, if you start looking into some of this, it just is ridiculous on some of this, and
Mm,
it started to sour me a little bit on why people are just without question
just sold on it.
just sold on. I'd say you maybe needs to ask some questions on it.
But even then, I mean, yes, that would be good, but I'm just one of those negative Nancys. What good is it gonna do anyways? It's just gonna
Mhm.
get people riled up.
Yep.
Nothing's gonna get done. But not until what, 2024?
Yeah, 2024. So the report that goes out annually is the Freedom in the World survey. Ukraine got a total of 60 out of 100 points.
Okay.
Last year, they had a score of 62.
So they're going backwards.
A little bit, yeah,
Just I mean, yeah, not by much, but it's still backwards.
exactly. So political rights, they scored a 26 out of 40. Civil liberties, they scored a 34 out of 60. And they're labeled as partly free, quote
Hmm,
unquote.
nice.
So, that's one of those things that I would like to be like, all right, let's not just be like, give all this money because there's things going on there
Well,
that
so we don't have money to give.
that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
We need to start. This makes me sound like an old fogey. I understand that.
Mhm.
I understand that. But maybe we need to start, I don't know, funding things here at home instead of funding the
Other
world,
places.
instead of trying to be the world police. We
Yeah,
have
we should
tried
worry about ourselves.
we have tried to be the world police for so long, and it has caused nothing but grief and heartache.
We just don't see the big picture.
Yeah, sure. And yes, there are certain things that we need to be a part of in globally, right?
Right.
But there are certain things it's like, why were we like
Why are we
over in
getting
the Middle
involved?
East for like 20 plus years? It seems like 20 years.
That was a long time.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm starting to question a lot more of that, and that I understand that for some people would raise red flags because like, oh, you're going more extremist. It's like, no, I'm annoyed by how willing we are at the drop of a hat to send all this money overseas when we still have veterans homeless here in the US.
Yeah.
When we have people who went and fought these wars, regardless of if they were proper wars, if they're good wars or not,
Mhm.
who can't get a job or homeless. Yes, I get that some of it is maybe they're not seeking treatment because of a mental disorder or some injury or something like that. And they could be okay if they went and sought that treatment. But at
Mhm.
the same time, we have way more than what that list would cover.
Right.
And that is disenchanting to me, especially as the son of someone someone who was a Marine in the Vietnam War and seeing that they deployed Agent Orange, knowing how dangerous and destructive it was before deploying. So,
Yeah, hearing stuff like that is crazy to me.
yeah.
That yeah.
So even
Uh,
even stuff back then, they knew how bad it was, but for the greater good, we're gonna do it, and they
yeah.
did it. And
Well, look what it
people
did.
people like my dad ended up paying the price. I had a sixth grade teacher. I forget his name.
Mhm.
Same thing with him. Like I had him at the start of the year. like fall of that year in 6th grade,
Yeah.
he was diagnosed with cancer. By Christmas break, he was dead.
Whoa.
It really rapid,
Wow.
and that happened, like, a few months before my dad was diagnosed with the same exact stuff.
Hmm.
Both of them were Vietnam vets.
Huh.
It's just crazy to think about. So, that blind allegiance, I want people. I want that to die in 2023. I want people to start thinking and analyzing things more critically and not just looking at something that said, "Well, a streamer said it, so therefore it's true." Mother. Uh, like,
So, more research being done.
yeah,
I guess I'm just being more diligent with it.
and don't just take for granted someone says X, don't go, "Well, they said X, therefore it's true." It's, "What's your evidence for X? What are your sources? What's your empirical data?" Another reason I don't like that take guy is because he was getting into an argument with someone, and this Andrew Tate goes, "Well, women are just worse drivers. I would never trust a woman to drive," stuff like that. And someone goes, "Okay, that's your opinion, but here's the empirical data on driving and all that. Here's what insurance companies have, blah blah blah."
Mhm.
And this Tate guy goes, "Yeah, but that's your opinion, dude." He goes, "You went to the internet to get some data. That's your opinion." He goes, "I know from my own experience that women are bad drivers. I would never trust one to drive." He goes, "Because every accident that I've ever been in it was a woman that was involved." I go, "Well, every woman." It's like every accident that you were involved in had you involved. I question based on your own personality how much of this was their fault and how much was your fault.
Oh,
Sort of deal
for
thing.
how his mentality is. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but he refused to acknowledge empirical data because his own perceived experiences overrode what
Was actual data.
what was actual data,
Yeah.
and he just couldn't get off of that fact that he could potentially be wrong.
I say he's one of those guys where he'd be the cause of the crash, but then he'd be like, "Well, you should have known what I was gonna do in this situation, so you should have watched out for me instead."
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah. That's
and then
definitely
he started using the phrase that another phrase that I think should just die. He goes, "Well, my truth is, your
Ugh.
truth is, my truth
It's
is,
all
your truth is."
relative, bro.
And I was like, "Okay, this tells me exactly where we're at in this conversation, that this guy is never
Dude.
going to learn anything about these things."
Nope.
So, that's the other thing I want 2023 to just get rid of,
Your
that
truth to die.
that relative truth thing.
Yeah.
Anything you wanna see end in 2023 with it fastly and quickly approaching? I know it's coming upon us like a
Ah!
freight train here.
Yeah, it is. Oh, goodness. I don't know. I mean, I can't think of anything to top what you just mentioned. Well, not to top it, but just to add on to it. I need to do better in everything that I do compared to you. I'm way behind on that train. No, not that I can think of at the moment. Um, it's funny though, as we're talking about the whole um with the Agent Orange thing, them knowing the effects or how it would negatively affect people, but they did it for the greater good thing.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't know if I want to say it because then it's a spoiler alert kind of thing for just watching the movie Maverick. I mean, it's been out long enough
It's
where I
been
can
out long
talk
enough.
about it. But there was just something like this mission that they have to go on in the movie. It just totally made me think is like they totally don't care about the people they're sending out on the mission. They just care about the mission getting done, kind of thing. I was like, oh, that
And
makes
I
me
get
so
that
mad.
there are certain military things that have to happen
Right.
where the objective is more important
Than
than
the lives
than
of
the
the
maybe
people.
maybe a small group of people, right?
Right.
And I understand that.
Yeah.
That's one thing. When you have a specific mission that is that vital and that important,
Mhm.
whatever it may be. Okay. Agent Orange, people over in Vietnam,
Yeah.
they're still finding their
Good.
waterways contaminated by this stuff.
That's messed up.
This is a mutagenic. Do you know what mutagenic
Heck
is?
no.
Okay. It could cause mutations in your DNA.
Oh,
This isn't gonna give you X-Men like
that
powers.
makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Just yeah,
It's
okay.
not gonna give you X-Men like powers, What it
No.
will do is it'll give you higher susceptibility to things like cancer.
Yeah.
It will
Jeez
do stuff
Louise.
like my biological brother, my full biological brother. But I have to say it that way because, yeah, that's the only way I can say it. Um,
Yeah.
why he's in a medical textbook for birth defects
Oh.
because his veins are super close to his skin.
Oh.
Like, so much so that even as a young kid, so not built, not muscular,
Mhm.
because muscular guys, you're gonna see the veins popping
Pop.
out, right?
Mhm.
But even as a young kid, you could see, like, the blue of the veins through
Whoa.
his skin.
Whoa.
So much so that they've said, "Hey, you get cut in certain areas, you gotta be careful because you could bleed out easier because
Wow.
you would cut a major artery or vein real
Mhm.
easily because it's right up against the skin."
Oh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
So there's a lot of birth defects as well tied to Agent Orange. Mm, so it's just like
Yeah.
it's like, "Yay."
How lovely.
Yeah, and it's not 100% known, like, let's say if I had kids, if potentially they could,
Have somewhat of a side effect.
yeah, have yeah,
Wow.
because it is a mutagenic, it does change the DNA
Right.
on even me. So,
Yeah.
it's like, "Oh, wonderful."
So it could travel.
Oh, it can very much travel. So, it's one of those things that yeah, so okay, here's things that you could get from Agent Orange.
Mhm.
This is even in kids. Hodgkin's disease, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, B-cell leukemia, prostate cancer, Parkinson's disease, respiratory cancer, type 2 diabetes, soft tissue sarcoma, and chloracne, whatever that is.
Mm.
And then in the kids, especially, right? You can have congenital heart disease, spina bifida, neural tube defects, cleft palate, hypospadias, whatever that is, and
Mm.
endocrine system related disorders.
Mm.
So there's a lot of
It's a
things
lot
that
of
go
stuff.
on, for the kids and that. And obviously, like with my dad, it was brain cancer, spinal cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer, just that whole
Everywhere.
that whole thing. So much so that after his first round of chemo and radiation, he said he would not do it again because he suffered that much from chemo and radiation, which I get it.
Yeah. I have a coworker that's gone through like chemo and stuff like that. And they're just like, obviously, well, they would never wish, well, they always, well, we'll say like they'll never wish anything of the sorts on their greatest enemy kind of thing. They said it's not fun to go through.
Yeah. And my dad did that right after he did brain surgery
Oh my
to have a
gosh.
tumor removed from his brain.
Wow.
So,
That's
he went
intense.
from brain surgery
To
to
chemo.
radiation and chemo to where they're like, "Okay, you should be kind of okay." Where we went down to and I think I've told this before, where we went down to, um, Disney World down Florida. Day after Thanksgiving, we left down there. So, what, the 20 whatever
Yeah.
that day after Thanksgiving, that Friday after Thanksgiving
Mhm.
in 2007 or not 2007. Wow, I wish we would have lived to the 2000s.
Mhm.
97,
Mhm.
1997 to by December so we arrived there that Friday.
Mhm.
By that Sunday, he couldn't walk anymore.
Whoa.
So we had, like, one day where he was kind of in a wheelchair and, we were able to take him around and all that. Sunday, he was in the ER all day,
Mm.
and, like, that Monday, Tuesday, we drove back,
Hmm.
and then he was in hospice. It went from, "Yeah, he's okay,"
Dude. Nope.
the okay as in he should be able to, like, at least enjoy the vacation,
Mhm.
not okay as in he's gonna live. We knew that was not gonna happen,
Right.
but it was okay as in he should be able to at least enjoy the vacation too. No.
That's it. Bring him back kind of thing.
Yeah, and we didn't fly.
That's a long
We
drive.
drove in a van.
Wow.
That was a lot of discomfort for him, in that.
Oh, yeah.
And it was one of those things of, uh, you know, going down and all that, and I remember kinda talking to my mom at the time, and I was like, probably driving down in the van might have accelerated it, because of all the jostling. And your truck is pretty smooth,
Well,
okay?
that's technology from back then to
I
today.
I know, but
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
when I say a van,
Yeah.
think
Like a utility van or
think hippie van,
so Volkswagen?
a long hippie van. So it wasn't like rows of seating. There was seats sparsed and beds
Yeah.
and benches, very rough and
Oh,
bumpy. Definitely not like your traditional minivan type thing.
wow.
We
Oh,
had 4 families in that van.
that's gotta be a big van.
Yeah, it was a big van, very rough, bumpy. And yeah, I remember talking to my mom, I was like, that probably
Made
accelerated
things a
things.
little bit worse.
And talking to the doctors afterwards, we found out that actually doing that probably this is what the doctor was saying, was that it
Mhm.
jostled them up enough where some of the loose cancer cells were able to spread faster.
Whoa.
'Cause, you know,
I
a
I
malignant tumor spreads. It has little chunks break off, spread to other
yeah.
pieces. But they're like, "Yeah, by doing this, you basically took them and just shook them, breaking those cells apart, spreading them faster the whole trip." We're like, "Oh, great. Wonderful. Glad we did that."
Never would have thought of that.
And it was just one of those things I was like, "Oh, maybe that did," and turns out,
Sure
yep,
enough,
the
yeah.
doctor said it's possible. Not it wasn't a, "This is a guarantee." It was a, "It's possible. That's what coulda happened." And I
Mhm.
was like, "Well, good
Hmm.
to know." So I was like, "Well, if I ever have a family member with cancer again, that is definitely
No
not."
bumpy road trips.
Yeah, exactly, no bumpy road trips.
Mhm.
We'll still Aaron's smooth van. Smooth, no,
Truck
it's truck, not
truck
van.
I mean, I would like a nice nope, I'm not gonna finish that statement.
Do not.
I don't want a nice van.
Yeah, so
Uh,
but anyways, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, all that fun stuff. Uh, that's all in the past now, but
mhm,
yeah, there's still some things there. There's for some last, ending off 2022, there's some things that were the last time of a few things. I can't talk about those yet.
mm.
You know what they are.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm missing.
There were a few things of at 2022 that a few last times doing certain things.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
can't talk about those yet. Uh, that
What's left?
that might be, later.
Yeah. Eventually, I'm sure. Maybe, who knows?
Oh, that'll be eventually just
As far as to what? I guess, I don't
as
know.
far as to when, don't know.
Yeah,
There's gonna be some
yeah,
we'll deal with that later. But
yeah,
that's, you know a couple bittersweet things from there
yeah.
going in, but I look forward to 2023 as,
More growth.
yeah, more growth, especially for Aaron as he's reading more books.
Haha, I just got 3 more of them.
He did.
Well, the Skyrim ones.
Oh, they're not really like books.
No, it's not,
They're
yeah, but
leisure browsing.
still.
They're leisure browsing.
But,
There's pictures and lore of Skyrim.
yay, I like pictures. I
Hey,
like picture books. I'm
I
still
I
a kid.
no comment there. There was a book I saw today. I almost jokingly got it for you online. It's had it shipped here. But I was like, "No, that'd be mean to do."
Oh, dang it, what was it?
It's called The Pronoun Book.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I hope those die. But they won't, they'll just get worse.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely gonna be getting
It's
worse
just
as
gonna get all the more crazy,
it's gonna get more and more crazy as time goes on, but that's okay.
as with our
Uh,
language.
oh,
Thank you, Stanford.
oh.
But as far as that stuff goes,
Can
like,
we
I think some of those are so stupid where people just won't get behind that. It's like,
can
who's making this stuff up?
can we reverse, like, the last couple years of language changes, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see die in 2023 as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is they doing today? How is they today, Aaron?
Who is they? Who
Aaron,
is they?
you are a they.
But
I
I'm only
know.
one person.
I know.
I'm only one. I'm not multiple.
I was watching someone have a conversation about that language, and they're like, they don't even do grammar right. They go they, and the other person goes, yeah, because they don't want to be called an it.
I'd rather be called an it.
And I was like, yeah, that's why they do that on that. But anyways,
call me it all you want.
2022 is coming to an end quickly, fastly, wonderful. Anything that you want to say for the end of 2022, start of 2023, Aaron?
I'm looking forward to next year's CBR.
You're looking forward to next year's CBR. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I'm looking forward to, but
end of 2022, start of 2023, and you're looking forward to next year's CBR.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that gives me absolutely nothing to go off of on.
I mean, I don't know, man. I got nothing.
No New Year's wishes for anyone.
I mean, I hope it's a good Happy New Year's for everybody, but
I'm just gonna tell Josh, you need to give Amy some children. See what he says.
He ain't gonna like that. He ain't gonna like that. Well, I'll say, oh no, it wouldn't happen tonight, but I'll say hop on that farming simulator.
No. I'll say I'll hop on the farming simulator as soon as Amy says she's pregnant.
Oh, but
doesn't have to announce it publicly. Just tell us.
Oh no, yeah. You can. I mean, maybe tonight then if we're on, just hop in the chat and feel free to say that.
If it's on Discord or something like that, I can do it while I'm driving home.
Yeah, feel free to. Excuse me. Feel free to chime in.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love to hear that.
He's just gonna go silent. He just logs off.
Oh, I keep telling him he has to have 8 kids.
Poor guy.
7.5 rounded up is 8.
That poor guy.
And why is it 7.5? Well, you'll have to do the math on that your own. You already know the math.
Oh, right. I was trying to read duty. I was like, wait a minute, what? Yeah, average 2.5 per person.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he can just do 3 sets of triplets and be done with it.
Yeah, there's two couples that are friends of mine that are going to be expecting next year now.
Yeah, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Josh.
Uh-huh.
You should find a third couple friend and tell them that.
I'm sure it won't be long.
You're like, Josh,
I can.
You could have kids around the same age as all of them, and they can all grow up together.
All be friends and have fun.
As long as they don't all join a commune together, then you're good.
That's whatever.
Josh is the cult leader handing out Kool-Aid.
Well,
I love how it's. Was that an altitude to dial?
It's not a no. It never happened.
Josh will be the cult leader. My mom will be the first priestess of the cult.
That's when I denounce him as a friend.
I keep saying they are like the same person, just different gender and different age, but they're the same.
We got to save Josh from it. That's what I look forward to this year.
Saving Josh from himself?
Yeah.
Huh. That's a tall order, sir.
It is.
It is. Are you up for it?
One that can be done. Yeah.
Are you up for it?
I think so.
Are you up for it?
I'm up for it. I think.
Oh, get rid of the think.
Okay, I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
Good. I'm glad you're up for it.
We're gonna make it happen. Gonna make it happen.
Are you gonna make it happen?
I love you too much to walk away now. Okay, Josh.
No.
We've been so friends. We've been friends for so long.
How long?
I don't know. I mean, I guess since high school. Like friends since high school. I used to beat him up before that.